One of the quickest ways to lower your frequency is to exaggerate. So many of us exaggerate and we don't even realize we're doing it, because most people would think to exaggerate means to tell a completely massive fabricated lie. Not true. That's a lie. Exaggeration is a fractal of the lying frequency, but it actually lowers our entire frequency, and I'll explain why. When you're exaggerating, typically, more times than not, we are coming from a place of lack, and it's typically a lack of love. Not a lack of love from others, but a lack of love to ourselves. Because we don't know how to love ourselves more than we can love ourselves at this particular point in time of our journey or where we're at energetically, we look for external validation to give us the love that we're supposed to give to ourselves. So why exaggerate? Because you yourself don't think that what you're sharing or what you've done or what you're trying to achieve or whatever it is you're exaggerating about, you don't think that you're worthy enough or that it's a good enough sounding thing that you've done to get the reward or the validation of another. So because you wouldn't give that love to yourself, you end up exaggerating a story to another to get them to respond to you in a higher way, thinking that they're now meeting your exaggerated story, they're meeting that frequency rather than the truthful one, to make you feel good, to give you an element of love, which is the love you're supposed to be giving to yourself. So you can see how exaggerating at its core, at its default frequency, is no good to you. The other person's offering you a reflection. Whether they call you out on your bullshit or not is irrelevant. Completely irrelevant, because you know you're bullshitting. But the thing that we don't often do when we exaggerate is ask why we're exaggerating. We actually just fabricate this lie so much, or I guess the fractal of the lie, that we just do it unconsciously. But it all comes from that place of not knowing how to love yourself. Now, this isn't some little cute healing school here I'm trying to have with you guys. I'm actually trying to get us to move past the healing phase. Because for as long as we think we're healing, we're equally telling the world that we're still broken. The human journey is a constant state of healing, but to be in that mindset is victim consciousness, and exaggeration comes from that realm. We need to get past the healing and actually get towards the activation, actually get toward, closer towards the doing, the becoming. How do you get to a point where you no longer exaggerate, but before then, how do you get to a point where you can actually catch yourself when you are exaggerating, or go better still, catch yourself before you're about to exaggerate and ask yourself why you don't need to? What's wrong with you telling the person you're speaking to the truth? What's wrong with that? What, it's going to look less impressive? It's not going to be as high and mighty? Who gives a shit? Because the only person you're fooling by exaggerating is yourself. If you're level here, but you want to be level here, and you're speaking to someone about this level, don't tell them that you're here. Tell them where you are. If that doesn't give you the love you need, or it does give you the love you need, who cares? You need to reverse this like this. I know this is terrible fucking hand language, but you get what I'm going, right? Reverse it. Make this person be the conversation you have with yourself, because that's all it really is. It's a mirror. Understand the love you seek out there is the love you're supposed to give in here. That's why you exaggerate. And this becomes such an unconscious programming to all of us, that if we don't pick up on this fast, it will just chew away. Or should I say chip away at us and become this habit that we actually just becomes part of our personality. Every time you exaggerate, what do you reiterate back to not only your embodiment, but your higher self and the universe at large? What do you reiterate back? You reiterate that you are not good enough. You reiterate that you do not deserve the love for what you are. You are always trying to be more than that. We should always try to be more than what we are, but we should also embrace exactly who we are, because that's how we become more. If we ignore who we are in the pursuit of becoming more, then we have this huge disjoint between what we actually are and where the reality is. Lack of love, lack of self-worth. This is where exaggeration comes from. Think about a stupid example to really ram the point home, and then I'll wrap the video up. Think about if you're a female, if you to express to someone that you're a woman, do you tell them that you're a woman and then describe every part of your body to justify everything that you are, and then exaggerate the sizes and the shapes and everything that you have as a woman? Flip side and use it as a man. Do you do the same thing as a man when you're trying to justify that you're a man? No, you wouldn't do that as a woman or a man. You'd just say, I'm a woman or I'm a man, because the truth. You wouldn't have to try and make out you're more than a woman to prove you're a woman. You wouldn't have to make out you're more than a man to prove you're a man. You just wouldn't do it because you have love and acceptance for that part of your being and who you are. There's nothing too small that you should ever consider being okay to exaggerate about. The way you do anything is the way you do everything. And if you're exaggerating, what that says is no matter how much healing, no matter how much activating, no matter how much alignment, no matter how much growth you're having, all of that counts for diddly squat if you're still exaggerating. Because if there's that much frequency in you that chooses to exaggerate, there's that much in you that still says that all of you is not worthy. Hope it helps.